Good afternoon to you, Mark Sudduth, HurricaneTrack.com, here with your Hurricane and Hurricane HD video blog for the 23rd of September 2012. A shot of the entire Atlantic Basin plus the Eastern Pacific. This is Tropical Storm Miriam. Here's Tropical Storm Nadine. Yes, well out here in the Eastern Atlantic, not too far off the coast of Portugal, and even closer to the northwest coast of Africa. A stalled out frontal boundary over the Western Atlantic. More cold air and troughiness coming in as these pieces of energy dip down out of Canada, bringing colder and colder air. We are now into fall, as you're well aware of, and cold air masses starting to come into the central United States. These will eventually be able to make their way down all the way into the Caribbean Sea and really put an end to the hurricane season, but not until later in October, it looks like, especially since we need to be watching the Northwest Caribbean and the Caribbean as a whole. This is the area that is climatologically favored as we get towards the end of September and into October. Weak tropical waves sheared as it may be coming into that region, and we'll see what happens. Maybe something develops in here. It's just not quite time yet. The Madden-Julian oscillation still very dry through this region. If I get rid of the telestration, you can see that there is a general lack of convection all across the deep tropics here, just a little bit with this sheared tropical wave and just a tiny amount of convection in the Northwest Caribbean Sea, but that's it. In the Eastern Pacific, we do have Miriam, like I mentioned, and of course Nadine back on the map in the extreme Eastern Atlantic, and it's going to be out there for several more days. This is the track that it has taken, and it may make it actually for another week before finally we get enough troughing out here in the Atlantic to boot it on out to sea permanently and get rid of it. What it is doing is it's adding to the ACE index, the accumulated cyclone energy index, which is sitting at about 90 right now, and this will, if it becomes a hurricane, will add to that, and this may get close to 100, which is about where it should be in any given season. And so we're approaching normal, a normal ACE index, and we might even go above normal for the ACE index if we get some development in this area later on in October, where the water temperatures down here are very, very warm, and you can get some intense hurricanes. Real quick about the ACE index, the more intense the hurricane and the longer it lasts, the higher that ACE index can go very quickly. Nadine probably going to be a Category 1 hurricane again, so it'll add a few points, but you look at something like Ivan way back in 2004, and it added a lot of ACE points to the '04 season because it was a long-lived major hurricane. So the stronger the hurricane is, the higher those ACE points go, and that's what that really measures, is how much real energy, accumulated cyclone energy, is expended in the tropics. Instead of just saying we had X amount of named storms, you can actually get a measure of how intense those storms were from the ACE index. One thing in Nadine's favor, this is the 26-degree Celsius isotherm, or line of equal temperature. So that's about 79 degrees Fahrenheit. And really anything in this yellow coloring here, 24 degrees Celsius, anything over that water can sustain some deep tropical convection, and Nadine centered right in here, and it's going to be drifting west back into warmer and warmer sea surface temperatures, where you'll get it into solid 80, 80 and a half, 81 degrees maybe, but it is sitting over water that's warm enough, and it's taking advantage of that, surprisingly. And of course, the interesting thing to me, this is 30 degrees north latitude right here. So it's not like it's way down in the deep tropics or something. It's there north of 30 degrees latitude. Pretty unusual, but that's been the way things have gone this season. In the Eastern Pacific, things remain really busy. Here's Tropical Storm Miriam. Look at that. I'm going to take away the telestration and just use the pointer. Look at this band here curving in. More curved bands to the north. The center of circulation right in here, of course. This is winding up very quickly. It'll be a well-organized hurricane, probably going to have a very beautiful eye in the next few days, and it should track off to the northwest, and then we're going to start knocking the heights down up here basically eroding the mid-levels of the atmosphere as these troughs of low pressure move in as fall takes its toll. And this may have a chance to curve back towards the northeast and bring some moisture, if not a direct impact, to portions of the Baja. Now, the Hurricane Center forecast only goes out to 5 days, but some of the global models indicating that this could turn and head towards the Baja Peninsula. I think it would be far enough north here. We're not talking about Cabo San Lucas on the southern end of the Baja, where water temperatures are warmer. This would be far enough north, and I think that it would be just a tropical storm, if that. But this could stream quite a bit of moisture into Mexico and possibly even portions of the southwest United States. So we'll be talking about that more and more in the week ahead. And that's it for the Atlantic and the East Pacific. Still lots to talk about, but no serious impacts to land foreseen in the next few days. Probably for the next week, although we will certainly watch Miriam in the Eastern Pacific. Again, I'm Mark Sudduth. HurricaneTrack.com is my website. Thanks for watching today's video blog. I'll be back with another one tomorrow.